In the heart of a forgotten kingdom, nestled amongst thorny crags, stood the grand but gloomy castle of Maleficent. Dust motes danced in the rare shafts of light that pierced the high arched windows. Maleficent herself sat upon her throne, chin resting in her hand, the very picture of boredom. The silence was so profound, you could hear a spider yawn. Her magnificent horns, usually a symbol of her power, were looking a tad dusty. It was a day like any other, until a tiny, cheerful sound echoed in the great hall. It was Mickey, the apprentice sorcerer, paying a friendly visit. His big eyes widened, not at the imposing decor, but at the layers of dust covering every surface. "Gosh, Maleficent," he chirped, his voice echoing slightly. "This place could use a little sprucing up." Maleficent merely raised an eyebrow. Cleaning was so mundane, but Mickey's face lit up. A brilliant, albeit risky, idea had just popped into his head. He remembered a spell, a powerful one for animating objects. With a flick of his wrist and a few sputtered magic words, a nearby broom shuddered to life. Then another, and another. Soon, an entire army of enchanted brooms stood at attention, buckets and mops at the ready. "All right, fellas," Mickey commanded. "Let's get to work." At first, it was a symphony of cleanliness. The brooms swept, scrubbed, and polished with magical efficiency. The castle floors began to gleam, and the tapestries looked vibrant once more. Mickey watched with pride, and even Maleficent seemed mildly impressed. But the magic was stronger than Mickey anticipated. The brooms finished cleaning, but they didn't stop. They kept cleaning, faster and faster, their movements becoming frantic. A tidal wave of soap suds flooded the hall. Brooms began scrubbing the walls, the ceiling, and anything that stood still for more than a second. "Whoa! Stop! That's enough!" Mickey cried, but the brooms were no longer listening. They had one mission: clean everything. And the dustiest thing left in the room was Maleficent. The magical whirlwind spun around her, a chaotic ballet of bristles and polish. When the last drop of water splashed to the floor and the brooms finally clattered into a heap, silence returned. Mickey peeked out from behind the throne, trembling. Maleficent was drenched, soap bubbles clinging to her gown. She looked furious. She slowly walked over to a newly polished shield hanging on the wall and stared at her reflection. Her horns they weren't just clean. They were sparkling, gleaming. They shone with a luster she hadn't seen in centuries. A moment passed. Mickey braced for a thunderbolt. But then, the corner of Maleficent's mouth twitched. A slow, unfamiliar smile spread across her face. She tilted her head, admiring the gleam. She looked pleased. She glanced at the terrified little mouse. "You may go," she said, her voice dripping with amusement. Mickey didn't need to be told twice. He scurried away as fast as his legs could carry him, leaving Maleficent alone, admiring her dazzlingly shiny horns and every reflective surface she could find.